The simplest and fastest way to grow your stream from 0 viewers. My name is Cody, and over the past 7 years of streaming, I found that these strategies that I'm gonna tell you are what worked best to grow from 0 viewers. I'm sure most of you have already heard create content on more discoverable platforms, which I will touch on later, and I have some really cool tricks with that. But I know that some of you don't wanna do that and just wanna grow strictly from streaming. So we'll start with those strategies first. If you wanted to purely just stream without creating additional content, this is what I would do. As I'm sure most of you are aware, Twitch is absolutely flooded with streamers, so it's really difficult to stand out. But if we click on today's game, Stalker 2 just came out today, we'll see just how bad this problem is. You can see that there's a ton of viewers in here, but there's also so many streamers. So let's actually sort from low to high, so that way we can see how many people are streaming just to one person, aka themselves. Shout out to Nightbot. But if we just start here, you can see one viewer, one viewer, one viewer, 0 viewer, one viewer, one viewer, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So basically them and a friend, or them and Nightbot. You can see that this is just really rough. So we want to set ourselves up for success, and how are we going to do that exclusively just through streaming on our platform of choice? We got to do a little bit of research so that way we can stack the deck in our favor. And we're going to get the numbers by going to a website called Gnome, which I'll leave linked in the description down below. But basically, we're just going to go to the trending tab here, and then we're just going to keep an eye out and see if anything stands out. We're also going to keep an eye out to this change average viewer ratio and see if there's any high numbers that kind of just stick out. And so what I would do here is, let's say this one right here, it says Stalker Anomaly. We got about 43.5 average viewer ratio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. So I'm just going to hold over and then Control C. We're going to go back to Twitch. What I'm going to do now is paste in this name that we just got of the game, and then we're going to click on the actual game title, and we're going to see what's up. We got one viewer, one viewer, one viewer, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 19, 41. So this is not awful, but it's not great either. So let's go back to the drawing board. So what I'm going to do is just kind of keep an eye for like a reasonable number, maybe around like 50 or so. So there's this other game. It's called Is This Game Trying to Kill Me, with about 60. So I'm going to copy this and go back to Twitch, paste it in and click on it. We got 500, 511, 6, 6, 4, 4, 3. So basically, if you wanted to get Twitch affiliate, this would be a fantastic game to play because the lowest person streaming has 3 viewers, which is exactly how much you need for Twitch affiliate. And so I can't even read this title. Honestly, this is not a great title. This title isn't great either. I don't know why I said title. This is title. This title's bad. This title is kind of better, I guess. But like, if we use creativity and basically create a hook to get people to want to watch our stream over others using the title, it's also going to give us a higher chance of ranking higher in this list. So not necessarily just taking the lowest hanging fruit with 3 viewers in the last place, but we can also just use the power of creating a unique hook and interesting title to get placed more towards up here instead. For example, a really generic one that we can use is stream will not end until we beat this game. So that way it just immediately tells the viewers what's at stake, and it's easy to get along. And that way they know they're going to see basically the whole game, or at least the ending if they pop in halfway through. If you guys are struggling to come up with interesting Twitch titles to make you stand out, I would just go to Google Gemini here. I typed in give me 5 interesting challenge ideas for Black Ops 6, and so it says no scope mastery, melee master, perk list, whatever. You can just kind of use this to get ideas and then twist it into a title. So like melee master, win a match using only melee weapons. So I would change my Twitch title to can only knife, or can only use melee, or can only throwing knife. And that itself is going to set you apart from 99% of streamers with literally just like Black Ops 6 in their title, or something like super generic, or trying to get a nuke with only knifing or something like that. Just try and take these ideas and put your own little spin on it, so that way you can stick out from everyone else. But let's go back to Sully. You can try Backrooms Escape Together. This one's only 37. I'm not sure if it's going to be good, but let's check it out. So this one's not too great because it's 1 1 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2 3 3 3 3 4 4 4 4 4. But I mean, this is a lot better of an opportunity than playing that Stalker 2 game, which I showed you earlier, which there's plenty more people competing for the same spots. This one is Epic Auto Towers. I went to the second page for this. It claims to have 270, which is a really high score. So let's copy it and check it out. This literally only has 2 people streaming it, but there's 14 viewers for the first one and 5 for the second, which would put you in a really good spot. You're literally competing with 2 people, and they're not in English. So if you're the only English streamer here and you have an interesting title, chances are you're going to be at the top of the list. Plus, you can also stand out even more if you have a cool overlay, which you can get one in my streamer starter pack in the description down below. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But you guys kind of get the gist now. What I would do now is research even more and keep finding games, create a list. These games will change in popularity at different times of the day, so I would check it multiple different times of the day and create a master list and see what games have things in common. So like, are they shooters? Are they strategy? Are they turn-based games? And try and create like a niche around those, so that way you have a batch of discoverable games, as well as being able to relate to each other, so that way you're not going to alienate and scare off your viewers that you were getting from the previous game. Because if you're streaming super Super Mario 64 and the next day you stream Black Ops 6, your viewer is not going to know what to expect, and chances are they're not going to watch you. So you really got to be creative with it and think about it strategically if you're just going to stream just through your platform of choice. Now, you probably heard create content on more discoverable platforms. And why is that? Because honestly, it's really overpowered right now, especially shorts. So if I was a streamer brand new from zero, this is exactly what I would do. I would, one, avoid YouTube videos at all costs, because the amount of time and effort that goes into creating one YouTube video is a much higher risk to reward ratio compared to using that same amount of time spent making the YouTube video and using that to create anywhere from 3 to 10 shorts with that same amount of time. Because if you spend 10 hours on one YouTube video and it flops, that's a lot of wasted time, and I'd be pretty defeated after that. Whereas instead, if you can do 3 to 10 different short form ideas, you have 3 to 10 different chances that are gonna pop off with the same amount of time spent. So to me, that's a no-brainer, especially now because short form content is getting pushed on all these platforms because there's just so much traffic and so many views that are pretty easy to get compared to long form now. It makes way more sense to invest your time making short form content when you're first getting started. So then you decide to start making some shorts, and then you upload them to YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, etc. But you're still not getting any views. Why is that? That's because most streamers these days are doing short form content completely wrong, and it's not getting them anywhere, and it's literally wasting so much of their time and frustration. That's why I recommend you do these 3 things. Number 1 is like this video so you continue to get more streaming tips from people like myself. Just kidding, that's not actually the first one, but it would help you out. The real first one is making sure that your stream content is very similar as your short form content. That way it's way easier and more likely that people that are going to watch your short form content actually go over to your Twitch account or Kick account or wherever to come and hang out with you in your stream, because that's what they saw and that's what they liked in the short, and they come over and they see something completely different, then they're out. Whereas if it's the same thing, they're more likely to stay and engage. Number 2 is simplify your social bios like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, etc. For example, we have my YouTube channel right here, and what I want you guys to do exactly in the first line, for YouTube at least, is just say, this is what I stream, aka horror streamer or turn-based RPG streamer, or literally something about you, but keep it short with an arrow pointing down and then your Twitch link. You don't have to have the more links, literally just keep it simple. And if you're using Instagram or TikTok, you'll have a couple more lines to do it. So you can have like horror streamer on Twitch and then have your schedule like Monday, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, whatever, and then an arrow pointing down to your Twitch link. Literally do not have any other links. Don't use a link tree. Just have your Twitch link or your Kick link or wherever you're streaming. Because the more that you simplify it, the less friction that you're gonna have between your prospective viewers from your other socials going and checking out your Twitch or whatever else you want them to check out. So simplify it. And number 3, which is arguably the most important, is making sure that your content is actually good and people actually want to watch it. So how do we accomplish that? We're gonna take the time to creatively edit our shorts to make them stand out from the rest. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, but there's so many tools and different things online now that can speed up the process 10 times. And I'll show you guys a really easy one to use at the end of the video. And there's one example that I want to show you guys that I think has been super overlooked, and I think it's a really great way for people to get more views with minimal effort. So let's check it out. So this guy popped up in my Instagram feed the other day. They only have 600 followers on Instagram, which arguably is not a lot. And literally their latest reel has over 1 million views, and it's so freaking simple that you guys could easily do this at home too. Essentially what they do in this is they just take their Twitch clip that they made, likely just through Twitch itself or another easy online editor, and they just took a popular meme clip that has been probably floating around Instagram, TikTok, wherever, and just combine the two. So let's just see what happens. We'll click it.
Be honest.
It's the video that everyone's stitching to. What do you do on your Friday nights? And then they put in their Twitch clip of them in Counter-Strike missing like literally every shot, and then they die. And literally that is the clip, guys. It's nothing crazy. There's no like severe editing. Anyone can do this, and it has over 1 million views on Instagram Reels. So keep in mind that this is just Instagram Reels. I'm not sure if they even posted it to TikTok or YouTube Shorts, but there could be like 3 more million views out there if this one has 1 million and, you know, was posted on other sites. So literally just simple stuff like this can get you guys really far, as opposed to not having this beginning like stitch clip here, and they just had this without any context. It probably wouldn't have performed nearly as good. But if you guys are struggling to come up with ideas, just go and do a little bit of brain rot yourself and scroll through Instagram Reels and like the ones that you like, see what's working for other people, and then kind of spin it and put your own twist on it. You don't have to copy it one-to-one, but it's a good way to get inspired to actually come up with things that are actually working in today's competitive market. So if you're ready to start turning your streams into clips, then watch this video to the side of me. It's going to walk you through the easiest way to do it. My name's Cody, and I will see you in the next one.